Well, hello there, Libra. How are you? It's always so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So, today we're going to take a look at what June has in store for you. So, let's jump into it. Let's see what is on the horizon. We have Wolf Spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom, and value and courage, take action with passion. Okay, so the wolf spirit is kind of an interesting energy. It means that you have gained so much insight um, through your experiences. Okay, it's the energy of recognizing that you may have learned a lot, right? And it says it's the number 67, but I'm going to say this is really that energy, and 6 plus 7 equals 13. So it's a little bit of that energy of going back into that Pluto and Capricorn time from 2008 to the end of 2024, but it's kind of lingered around. You gained a lot, let's say, through the last 13 years, perhaps, right, with the number 13 here. It's almost like you see yourself, you see your place in the world, you see the world very differently. And I'm not saying that you haven't really changed your life, okay? Even though you really have, okay? It's a little bit of understanding. You see how much progress you have made on your soul evolution. And it's stepping into a new portal. It's stepping into a new world where you're not just, it's not about just kind of like I think you've been working on this literally for 13 years, right? So it's kind of like, that you've changed. You recognize how much you've changed, but now it's kind of like living the newer version of yourself. You could have been going through this transition where you just keep coming up against conversations with other people or situations in your life where you're like, wow, 13 years ago, I would have handled that differently, right? And now all of a sudden, it's kind of like, well, the reason that was being pointed out to you was so that you could really and truly know you are different. You have grown significantly. You have incorporated those soul lessons. Not only are they like theory to you, it's the way you live your life. This is a little bit of the energy where, like if you go on a diet and it's just a diet and you're taking the diet, you're following the diet in order to just hit a certain weight, okay? And then when you hit that weight, you go off the diet. And then maybe you gain the weight back or you gain part of it back, right? This is the understanding where you may have, okay, changed your eating habits in order to have to be at a healthier weight. Okay, but this isn't like you went on a diet, the diet is over, and now you're giving up the diet and going back to an old way of eating. This is you recognizing what you have learned about nutrition, what you have learned about how foods affect your body, right? And you are not only, it's like you're coming off the diet portion, maybe where you're holding back calories or something, but you're not throwing the healthy eating mindset and practices that you have gained over the course of the diet. You're allowing yourself to say, now I'm stepping into a new phase, but I'm living it, right? I'm enjoying it because I see how much healthier I feel. I understand I have so much more energy. I'm sleeping better, right? So it's kind of like allowing yourself to recognize that you're no longer on the diet, but you're not giving up the healthy eating mindset. And you're allowing yourself to use what you learned while you were on maybe the diet portion to change your life, to live in a new kind of energy. Yeah, delight is the energy of really being like excited about this next new chapter because you're no longer the student. You have incorporated those lessons into your life. You are totally changed, but it's kind of like you're allowing yourself to say, yes, I have changed. But not only have I changed, I understand that that was a former version of myself. I'm no longer allowing myself to go back to those patterns because I understand how much more delightful my life is with these new incorporated mindsets, behaviors, way of living my life. This could be really like spiritual practices. Yeah, 10 of Cups. And then you end up with your balanced energy, your Libra energy. You know, it's a little bit of the energy of understanding that it's kind of like I'm a retired teacher, right? And at the last day of school, you know, the teachers, the kids are very excited. Summer school, school's out, summer vacation, right? But it's also about understanding. I mean, I would have students that would come in the next year, and some students were really and truly ready for a new school year, right? They had taken time to play, but maybe they kept up with reading practice. Maybe they practiced a little bit of math. Just a little bit. I'm not saying, right? It's kind of like they kept up some of their skills. They didn't, maybe they even kind of like allowed themselves to stay somewhat on the school schedule, waking up at a certain time, going to bed, not just like it's summer and I'm giving up everything that has to do with school. And then, I mean, as a teacher, I could notice that because it's kind of like there's children that kind of like, and once again, it's not like they weren't playing or anything, but kind of like kept some type of a routine going, even through the summer months, right? They would come in the fall, they'd be raring to go, right? They wouldn't have any anxiety because it was kind of like, well, I kind of kept up with everything, right? And here I am, and I'm all rested, and I had some fun with my friends. But yeah, getting up early, coming to school is not a big deal, right? It's kind of like, it's just part of their life, I guess, right? Versus students that would get out of school and then, the entire summer was spent playing video games or whatever. It's allowing yourself to recognize, yeah, look at this. This is what I'm saying. Transformation card. You truly transformed. So you're living your life from this new higher level of happiness, of joy, of understanding. Yes, I have transformed. You put a lot of time and energy into it, Libra, right? Like allowing yourself to celebrate it, but also understanding it is important to celebrate, but it's not like I'm throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Oh, I got through that. I got through that difficult, spiritual healing transit. Oh, I got through it. Okay, great. Now there goes my spiritual practices, my journaling, my meditating, right? It's kind of like allowing yourself to recognize those are the things that got you to this good place. So allowing yourself to say, I'm still incorporating them, right? It's like if you go to a nutritionist and you lose some weight because you're eating healthier and that person has taught you the benefit of eating vegetables, right? That's kind of like, okay, you're at the healthy weight. You don't just go back and start eating, junk food and all of that, right? You're still going to incorporate some of the good habits. There's something about habits here. Yeah. Allowing yourself to recognize that before you may have had certain habits, because there's almost that, I think that's why I keep coming back to this energy of like school, right? It's kind of like you may have had some habits because somebody in your life told you you need to have these habits, right? It's kind of like if you've ever played a musical instrument, your music teacher, right, would have you practice scales. Well, you don't really play scales when you're playing a song. I mean, there's parts of the scales, right? But it's a true finger exercise. I play the piano. So it's kind of like a true finger exercise. But allowing yourself to recognize that giving up playing the scales does affect your overall playing, right? It's allowing yourself to recognize that maybe your piano teacher isn't telling you to play the scales anymore. Maybe you had a spiritual teacher or a guide that was helping you to incorporate some spiritual practices. Maybe you had a nutritionist that was helping to guide you with your eating plan, or a personal coach that was guiding you with your workouts. That person, okay, was there, but now you've crossed the bridge. That person, or this could even be for some of you that maybe you decided to take some course of self-growth, right, of some sort. Or maybe you completed some type of, rehab program or a substance abuse program. And now the program is over. You crossed the bridge, but it's kind of like that person or that situation, the support that maybe you had during that transit is maybe not there anymore. And it's up to you to have the courage to see that you have transformed, keeping your eye on the prize, what it is that you want for yourself long term, and understanding there's something about the daily habits and routines that you have that either you are going to have the success, the balance in your life that you are really and truly desiring, or if you throw out the progress that you've made, and you think of it, well, it was good for a while, I was going through that transit, but I don't need that anymore, then it's kind of like it can quickly come down. So I think there's something here about recognizing that you're no longer doing it because somebody has helped and guided you, and you've kind of been doing it because maybe you had an accountability buddy or something like this. This is you stepping into it, but doing it for the reason because you love yourself and you love the new way that you are feeling. You love the new balance that it has brought into your life. A true sense. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, there's the energy here of understanding that when we love and respect ourselves, we attract in people that love and respect us. And that is, I think, Spirit saying, you've worked so hard. It's kind of like the reason to keep going on this way is because, okay, whenever we go through a transit, whenever we transform like you have, it's kind of like you're raising your vibration. You've gone through some situation, you've been working for a long time, it feels like, on some lesson or changing habits. It's very much like habits or mindset. And you've raised your vibration. So it's allowing yourself to recognize, okay, if I want to stay at this higher, more balanced vibration, full of love and joy for myself and respect for myself, right? It's kind of like, that means I have to show up for myself every day, right? And it's also about understanding that sometimes we have to continue to put work into it a little bit, right? But to reframing the way that you're talking about it and saying, I'm doing this because I love myself. I'm not doing it because somebody told me to do it. I'm doing it because I love myself and I respect myself. And when you are in that energy, right, loving and respecting yourself, it attracts in a true love partner for you. So I feel like there's something here about, it's like, don't give up, don't sabotage. You may have been at a similar point before, and this may not resonate with all Libras, but if you've been at a similar point in the past and then you self-sabotaged yourself, reminding yourself that you're not doing it because you wanted to lose weight. You're not doing it because you wanted to get sober. You didn't do it because you wanted to get buff for bathing suit season. Whatever you have been working really hard on, the crux of it is that you did it because you love yourself. And to continue loving yourself, to not allow yourself to sabotage and fall backwards, allowing yourself to retrain your brain if you need to, and not focusing on what the goal was, right? The goal may have been, I wanted to lose 20 pounds. The goal may have been, I want to be sober for 3 months. The goal may have been, I want to be able to bench lift 100 pounds, right? You may have had some goal that helped you to focus, to stay focused while you were transforming, while you were going through this transit. But now it's about recognizing that that goal was short-term. The long-term goal here is you're doing it because you love yourself and you respect yourself. And when you're doing it because of that, right, then it's kind of like you bring in this beautiful, loving energy that is balanced and that loves and respects you as much as you love and respect yourself, because we attract like. Yeah, it's a little bit about understanding. It's kind of like if you've been focusing on a certain number on the scale. I don't know why they keep coming back to that. But if you've been focusing on a certain number on the scale, okay? And then when you step on the scale in the morning, if it weighs that number or less, then you love yourself. And if it weighs more than that, you may have been in that energy previously of sabotaging yourself, right? By not loving yourself because the number isn't the number that you wanted. You could have been in relationships in the past that were based on situations like that, that you had to earn a certain amount of money in order to be lovable. You had to weigh a certain amount in order to be lovable. This transformation has helped you to understand it's not about the number on the scale. It's not about how much money you make. It's not about how much you can bench lift. Instead, it's about showing up for yourself and committing to your healthiest, right, most loving self, and not being overly critical, but moving forward, doing those things on a daily basis that show yourself that you love yourself and that you want to stay in this equilibrium, an energy of equilibrium. Wow, it is a powerful energy of allowing yourself, the transformation card again. I think for some of you, you're concerned. Can I keep this up? Right? And it's about recognizing that you may not be perfect every day, but it's about loving yourself enough that you're staying as consistent to something here, okay? Something that you have started, allowing yourself to even in those moments that may be difficult, say, I'm doing this because I love myself, right? Somebody may, oh, you look great. Did you lose some weight? And it's about not focusing on, I lost 20 pounds, It's about, well, I love myself, so I've been eating more healthy. It's about retraining the way that you're thinking about whatever you have been working on very hard. Because I feel like you're here, you're celebrating, you're hitting some goal, right? And it's about retraining your brain into thinking about how to phrase this, rephrasing it so that it is an energy of talking in the sense that you love and respect yourself. Yeah, because I feel like you've been kind of like holding yourself back. There's something here about not wanting to phrase it like as if it's like selfish or egotistic, right? If you were to say, I've chosen to eat healthy because I love and respect myself. If somebody said, oh, you look great, you lost 20 pounds, I'm eating differently because I love and respect myself, right? That's a lot different than, yeah, I'm going to the beach, I want to be buff, right? It's about the wording of how you're doing it and allowing yourself to say, yeah, I'm going to frame this in the mindset of I'm doing it because I love myself. They just keep repeating that. So so let's pull a soul truth card for you, Libra. I do personal readings. If the link is in the description box below. If you're interested, I would really be honored to do a reading for you. All right, where can I ask for more help in my life? Yeah, you may need some help. There is this energy of working with other people. You may feel like the portion that you've been through, you may have been working with a coach or a nutritionist or a physical, trainer or something like that, a personal trainer. It's almost like this energy of, okay, you're moving out of that phase, but you may need some help, right? As you're getting stronger and understanding that you're doing this because you love yourself. Yeah, I really encourage you to do that because you have love all around you, right? I mean, look at this. You have so many energies of love is all around you, and including your spirit guides and angels, the divine, allowing yourself to ask for their help when you're wavering on this. Yeah, until we can receive with an open heart, we've never really given with an open heart. Okay, so it's coming back to doing it because you love yourself. You love and respect yourself, right? And allowing yourself to feel that. Like, don't just parrot the words. Really allow your heart to open. When you're choosing a salad, say, over a hamburger and fries, allowing yourself to frame that, I love myself. And I love the way that my body feels more balanced and healthier, more energetic when I eat a salad. And I'm eating this salad because I choose to love myself. I choose to respect, right? My digestive system, my body, right? I'm doing it because I love and respect myself. And really taking a moment, putting your hand on your heart, right? And feeling that. And allowing yourself to say, I choose me. I choose loving me. I choose respecting me. And it doesn't mean, okay, because I do believe in moderation, it does not mean that you can't ever have the hamburger and fries, right? It's not about that. It's about allowing yourself to say, am I showing up for myself? Am I loving myself? In a loving way, and allowing myself to feel that, because when we live in that energy, we attract in, right, other people that will love us as much as we love ourselves. Wow, powerful. When we attach judgment to receiving help, we knowingly or unknowingly attach judgment to giving help. Yeah, there's something here about really allowing yourself to give to yourself so that you can attract in others that are wanting a much more balanced relationship. This could have to do with your health or something like that. But it's about relationships. In the end, it's about the relationship you have with yourself and the types of people you're attracting in, because you have raised your vibration, because you love and respect yourself at a much higher level. And because of that, you're going to attract in people that love and respect you at that new higher level. Wow, powerful energy there. All right, Libra, I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much. For those of you that are resonating, I know you've been through something, a long transformational time period where you really have been working on learning to really love and appreciate and respect yourself, right? So thank you for that, because there's so much healing in that. And when we allow ourselves to heal ourselves, we are also sending that healing energy out to others and helping to heal the collective. So thank you so much for that. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I wish you so much love and joy and happiness, and I hope to see you again really soon. Much love and light. Bye for now.